I am Weston, I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about the Astros going out and making a random trade on this random Friday afternoon, kinda out of the blue, and going out and acquiring relief pitcher from the Chicago White Sox, Kendall Graveman. Yeah, Kendall Graveman. Like, was very recently our Kendall Graveman. This was kind of a shock. I didn't hear anything about him being a player the Astros were interested in. I heard other relievers. I heard they were interested possibly in Joe Kelly. Thankfully, that didn't pan out. But it's Kendall Graveman. That certainly is a trade. My thoughts on this move, right? Because that's the big thing. A lot of thoughts flying around on the internet right now. It's not bad. I've seen some people say, "Oh my God, the Astros got completely fleeced. What were they thinking?" I don't think it's that bad. The trade ends up being 1-for-1 Kendall Graveman for Corey Lee, which I don't think it's that bad of value. You have a year and a half left on the Graveman contract, so it's not just a half a year rental like it was in 2021. You're going to get him for the remainder of this season and then all of next year, should you decide to keep him and not cut him or anything, or trade him or what have you. I don't think it's that bad of value. And I don't think it is because very recently Dusty Baker made that comment talking about Yainer Diaz, saying that he could be an all-star catcher very soon here if he figures out the strike zone. Yainer Diaz killed the Corey Lee project when he decided to just become a genuinely fantastic hitter. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. Yainer Diaz sent Corey Lee into the incinerator when he burst onto the scene. I think everyone with eyes kind of knew the Corey Lee project was dead. And from that, because Yainer Diaz was good and producing at the major league level, both defensively with good ERAs with some of the younger pitchers, and offensively by being like a 140 WRC plus when he catches games, we all knew that he was the starter going forward. And should nothing horribly change that, it's him. So the Corey Lee kind of value already was going down because I think a lot of people probably understood that the Astros were going to have to go at that from the approach of, if you keep him, you're keeping a backup catcher, whereas if you give him to us, you can give us actual value. So I never thought they were going to get the best value for Corey Lee. Kendall Graveman 1-for-1, it isn't bad. I definitely thought he was going to be the part of a bigger contract or a bigger trade, and I think that's what a lot of people are panic-stricken about or taken aback by, isn't the trade itself, because I don't think it's that bad. I do think the White Sox might come out a little bit better on the end of it, but at the same time, that's assuming that Corey Lee does pan out at the major league level, which his short sample size with the Astros wasn't really anything insane. It was just, he might be something eventually. He's a highly touted prospect, and I'm not trying to sell Corey Lee short. I think the big issue with it is I thought Corey Lee was going to be a piece in a big trade to go get a big name starting pitcher. I thought he was going to be a deal in like a Dylan Cease trade, or in the rumored Justin Verlander trade, or something to that magna, and not 1-for-1 for Kendall Graveman. Now, Graveman's numbers the past few seasons have been, he was unbelievable in 2021, right? With the Mariners, through his first 30 games there, 33 innings pitched with the Mariners, had a .82 ERA. Came to the Astros, pitched 23 innings, ERA went up to 3.13, which isn't bad. He finished that season with a 1.77. Then in 2021's offseason going into 2022, the Astros offer him 2 years. He declines, which now is pretty funny that he declined a 2-year deal with the Astros and then got traded a year and a half into his 3-year deal. That is, irony is a really funny thing in the sport of baseball. In 2022, he had a 3.18. This season, he's had a 3.8 or a 3.48. He's not bad. He's just not a big name guy right now. And the Astros give up their 5th-ranked prospect to go get him. My overall thoughts for the trade are just, okay, neat. I don't know. It wasn't the big marquee trade I thought the Astros were going to make. And obviously, the deadline is still a few days away, so this isn't it. But this being the first move is strange, especially since the Ranger series kind of said, hey, starting pitching is very much a need, and they go out and get a, like, above average, but just slightly above average relief pitcher as the move is a little bit, again, my initial reaction when I saw it was just like, oh, cool, Graveman's back. Like, that was it. It wasn't this euphoria of getting an elite pitcher. It's a solid pickup. I don't hate it. I think it might be a slight overpay, but it's not bad. It's not terrible, but the last time I said something wasn't terrible about a reliever was the Montero contract. So hopefully I don't look that dumb again. It'd be very difficult to look that stupid again. Please, Kendall Graveman, don't make me look that stupid again. I'm begging you. Anyway, I'll be back in a couple hours with the game recap tonight, but as for right now, or until they make another move, that is all I have to say. So, if you enjoyed this little video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.